It's actually tech companies that might veer more towards buybacks. Now, Bloomberg actually ran a screen looking for the criteria of which companies would buy back shares. First off, shares have to be cheap. Companies' price-to-earnings ratio has to be lower than the market cap weighted average of their sector. Next, companies have to be profitable. Gross margins, return on common equity have to be above zero. And companies also can't have a history of buying back a lot of shares. It has to amount less than 5% on average over 3 years, meaning there's actually room to expand. So what kind of companies are we talking about here? We're top of the heap, and not surprisingly, is Apple. Cash and marketable securities, so that they can be converted into cash fairly quickly, is about 70% of total assets. The company has $137 billion in cash, and as we know, has been pressured by some shareholders like David Einhorn's Greenlight Capital to put more of that money to work. By the way, shares are down 18% year to date. Next up is Analog Devices. It makes circuits, also has cash at 70% of total assets. The company has about $500 million left just for buybacks. Stock up at 7% year to date. Last up, Garmin makes those GPS systems, has about cash at 60% of total assets. Now, in February, the board of directors actually gave the green light to buy back about $300 million worth of shares, has total in cash right now just under $3 billion. So Barini Associates says buybacks actually are on pace to hit over $800 billion on an annual basis. Betty, means there's a lot more room for growth here in this area of the market.
There is, but what would make companies not do this then?
Ironically, actually a better global economy, which would boost demand for what they sell, give companies then confidence to grow their business. But while you have uncertainty reigning here, investing in their own stock might be a safer bet. And even Warren Buffett, who once said the buybacks are the cop-out for the unimaginative executive lacking other options for their money, cleared the way last year for repurchases of Berkshire Hathaway.
That's right. So a little bit of a change there from Buffett.